Wash my eyes real quick. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Galaxy Greg, and we're here with another episode of the Bmore Nerdy Podcast. Here with me today is Diva XOXO.
What it is, little dummies?
And DJ T Jones.
What's up? What's going on?
Today's episode is episode 8. Even though we recorded episode 9 a few days ago. Because last week when we recorded this, the editor of the audio forgot to save the audio or lost it. I'm not sure which.
First of all, you say the editor.
That person, whoever they may be.
I don't know who that guy is.
Yeah, I don't know who that fucking guy is, but yeah, he needs to get on his shit.
After he received the text saying, save the audio.
Yeah, damn, that guy's just fucking up. Well, whoever that guy is, he needs to get on that. Yeah, so we're re-recording today's episode, but in lieu of all that has been happening, I definitely, with COVID-19 and George Floyd, I definitely want to have a moment of silence at the beginning of the podcast, because at the episode 9 we actually had one at the end, so make sure you listen all the way through for that. But let's have a moment of silence for George Floyd and all those who have recently lost their lives, black, brown, and colored people, because black lives really do matter. Okay, and with that moment being passed, let's always remember to treat everyone equally, because we're all humans and we should love each other. But now let's get toxic. So, today's episode is our anime recommendations to you, the viewers. These are questions we get asked all the time. We get stopped by our friends, our families, strangers. You know, they're like, "Oh, you guys are so fucking famous. Hey, what anime should I watch to be more like you?" And we're like, "Oh, I mean, don't. I know we extrude big dick energy, but all right, slow down there. You should watch this." But so
I know you got stopped by strangers. That's nice.
Yeah, I get actually my autograph. I'm still working on it. But so we are now going to give our recommendations. I will add that most of my recommendations are on Netflix and Hulu and or Crunchyroll. If not, you might have to use some alleged sources that we will not be given the names of, because allegedly
we're trying to get sponsored. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Crunchyroll.
So
Funimation.
Yep.
LMAO. So with that being said, you guys, make sure that you give some of these a good look-see. We're going to give you a bunch. I'm keeping these on my phone, so if y'all see me in the streets, I'll be like, look, got some anime for you to watch, dog. I got the hookup. I got it. I got it in my pocket.
I'm going to say listen to episode 8.
Yep.
All of it. Watch everything.
Where you can I'll refer you to episode 8. I'll send you the link.
All right. So, with that all being said, also, almost anything in the recommended section of Netflix or the Japanese anime section of Netflix is good. I have watched just about all of those at least once. I will recommend that you can go in that section and literally just watch something. If it says like 92 to higher percentage, like that you would like it, watch it, because all of those are good. So
I definitely my list this time, I redid my list. I did all just Netflix stuff because I want people, like, it's easier for people to watch because everyone has Netflix, so that's why I went through. I was like, you know what, let me do all Netflix.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. Like,
mine is a
mixture
mixture of
that Netflix really
and
has
Hulu. Mine is definitely a mixture, but mostly Netflix actually.
A lot of mine can be found on Netflix and Hulu, but Netflix definitely has the hookup. Like, Netflix has been in their fucking bag with the anime during this quarantine, so you know, would you bay down, turn on some anime, watch some niggas get killed for it?
That was my problem last night, because I couldn't decide what anime to watch, because I'm trying to do this new thing where we watch a new anime every week-ish, or every couple weeks. But like, I was on Netflix and I was like, seen it, saw it, seen it. And I went on Hulu and I was like, I haven't done No Game No Life yet, but I wasn't in the mood for that. So, but then I went on Hulu and I was like, oh, Hulu got, like, I didn't realize how much like anime Hulu actually had in the tub. And I was like, oh, here's Gangsta. And I started.
Yes.
Also, you gotta watch that shit on fucking Netflix. This isn't a real recommendation. It's just these guys. It's called like Kaga something with a K. It's got a bitch
Kabukuri?
with red eyes and black hair, and it's about gambling.
Okay.
Niggas
like
be
gambling.
literally busting nuts from gambling, from the excitement.
Oh,
with you in
go.
The old gong and like chick was ready to cut her finger off in a gamble, and was like, "Come on, everybody, let's come together." And we're like, "Wait, what?" I'm like, "Well, what?" We said, "Come on Netflix."
We're gonna come together.
Come together.
Yeah, so it's a Netflix original. It's got 2 seasons. It's pretty interesting seeing the gambling games they have. One of them I want to buy, but let's get into our recommendations. We've been doing a lot of talking. Fuck all this talking shit. Let's get right into it. So I'm not gonna give all the recommendations I did last time. I feel like I was very long-winded. So what we're gonna do is the first recommendations that we're gonna give is, the top tier anime that anybody should watch. We've talked about them numerous times. These are just to get them out the ways. I'm giving you the off-brand shit, the shit that not everybody might know about. But first, I'm gonna give you the shit everybody know about, everybody telling you to watch, because these actually are legit. So I'm just gonna speed run these. You can find them damn near anywhere. Just look them up. So for those ones, it's Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and regular, both of them. Any of the movies, all good. One Piece, it's got over 900 episodes, will keep you busy, but the entire show is great. I promise you, if you are not intimidated by that episode count, you will have a great time. TJ is one who can vouch. He recently restarted it, and he loves it.
Absolutely love it.
DBZ, all seasons. These guys haven't seen Super, but I have. It's not that bad. If you watch Dragon Ball and then Dragon Ball Z, you're not going to feel Super too much, but it is definitely good. Story's not great. Fights are just pretty good. Bleach, they are coming with a new season, I think next summer or this fall, one of the two. They're making the 1,000-Year Blood War, which Bent is excited for. Check that shit out.
I need to catch up on that.
Please.
So I'll probably go back and watch that now.
Because the way it ended was not how it ends. It's another war. You get some more fighting. You get to see some hands.
I heard they are coming out with a new Hunter x Hunter as well.
They are. Hunter x Hunter's on this list too. Hunter x Hunter. The writer, he usually gets sick or he takes like long hiatuses.
He does take long hiatuses, yeah.
So he back on his shit. He said, "Look, I'm back on my bullshit, yo. I got this anime. Here it is. Get dealt it." I don't really watch Hunter x Hunter. It was a little bit too slow for me. But the fights in it are dope. I've seen all the fights. Go watch that shit. Naruto. One of the GOATs. One of the OGs.
Yeah.
That's over and done with. Don't watch Boruto. Boruto's ass. I will never recommend Boruto. Watch the movie, but that's it. Don't watch.
Yeah, the movie was dope. Yes, the movie was dope, but after that,
it was dope. Show is ass. If anybody tells you, "Yo, it's good after about 100 episodes," bitch, why did you go 100 episodes? The rule is 3 episodes, and if it ain't good by the 3rd episode, trash that shit.
Yeah, so if you ain't feeling it, let it go, man. Let that shit go.
Yu Yu Hakusho. I be singing that intro all the time on here. That's a quick one, quick goodie. It's great.
And it is a quick one. Actually, it's not as quick as you think. It's 112 episodes, Greg.
No. It's quick as in like it's going past fast. Like
Yu
Yu Yu Hakusho is one of those old shows where like the episodes kind of tie together and it just be kind of moving. It don't got too many flashbacks. It's got hands and story. So it's old school. You don't like that. Rurouni Kenshin is the last one on that list. That might not be for everybody but it's nice. It's about, I'm not even gonna tell you what it's about. Just watch it.
Nice because it has has a little bit of romance in it, but it also has a lot of pull up. So it's a good mixture, and they do a good job of like kind of bringing in the side characters as well. So it's a good like general one, especially if you're watching something on Netflix.
And at the end, I'm gonna give the new age / modern age ones, and that's a shorter list. But that's some ones that's like right now modern animation that I think are dope. I think we collectively think they're dope. We've seen almost all of them together. I've seen all of these indefinitely, and I will recommend them all to you. And I'll tell you which order you should watch them in, and like what type of person you should be for those. So make sure you stay tuned to the end for that. If you fast forward to it because you looked at the notes of the episode to see where that's going to be, that's fine too. But trust and believe they're going to be there, so you don't got to watch only old anime. But yeah,
I don't put that in the notes anymore. Disclaimer.
Hey, let's go. You got to watch this shit.
Now you got to listen to the whole. I'm not time stamping.
I'm going to give you guys my 4 action anime recommendations. These are the pretty off-brand.
Can we not do action? Can we stick to the anime types shonen, shoujo, seinen, romance, isekai.
No, because I have it separated is action, comedy, love comedy, mature, suspense, sports, and then the other 2 tiers. So
Fine.
I'm going with action.
I
Which are technically shonen.
I have neither. I just have shows I want to recommend.
The action shows are shonen shows. I'm gonna tell
But
you each one,
can
give you a
be
quick
action.
description, potentially give you an episode count.
Do it. I'm with it.
So for action, I have 4 on here. I'm just going through my 4 categories. I'm doing 4 of them, and I'm giving y'all the end because I don't know if they have categories or what. But I'm sorry if I'm being long-winded this episode. I love anime. I watch that shit all the time. So
I do this shit.
I do that shit. And 1. So for action, I have Afro Samurai at the top of my list. Why? Because it's only 5 episodes. 5 straight. Oh, sorry. So I'm gonna spit 5 straight episodes of just pull up, fighting, gore, action in a quick story. Like that's the show's 5 30-minute episodes, and then 1 movie that you can watch that happens technically after all this shit happened. But yo, it's tough as fuck. Like, go give it a watch. It's on Hulu. 5 30-minute episodes. Nigga, that's
Black
2.5
main
hours.
character.
Hey, and Samuel L. Jackson's in that bitch.
Yes.
Yes. I just finished Afro Samurai like maybe last week.
What are your thoughts on Afro?
When we originally recorded this, I had just finished it. It is so good and it moves so quick. I was like, damn. But it is a complete story in 5 episodes, which is kind of great. But it's so good. It's so good. And Samuel, of course, is funny as hell.
That really
damn, man, bro.
That really shows you like their writing ability too, like to tell a whole story in 5 episodes, 5 30-minute episodes, not like 5 hour-long episodes.
Yeah, it's 5. It's cool.
After that is Blue Exorcist. It's got 2 seasons, 12 episodes each season. That is on Netflix. It's quick. It's about a kid who is the son of the devil. He has a twin brother as well who has no powers. He inherited all of Satan's powers, and demons are after him, but he's learning to become an exorcist because he was raised by a priest. So that one's just off the explanation. That should get you into that. That right there is just
really good.
It's really good. Intro song is pretty dope too. I like it. Got it on my workout playlist. Gives me that extra pump I need. But it's short. It's really nice. I think it's got a movie that has nothing to do with the actual show and a few OTSs, but it's definitely a must watch. UQ Holder. TJ put me onto this one.
Bang bang. That's my shit.
Yeah, it's about
season 2's coming out soon.
You said what?
Season 2 supposed to be coming out soon.
Let's go. I think it's on Netflix. It's about a kid who becomes a vampire because his aunt that's been raising him, she gave him vampire powers when they were both about to get killed. And then his dream, like most shonen characters, is to create an organization of these monster people because there's different type of immortals out there. And he wants to create an organization where they do the right thing. And his aunt just laughs and like, I already did that shit a brick ago. And he gets to meet those people and he becomes a part of it. And he goes out on adventures, fighting niggas, trying to help the world essentially and save it from, I believe, a terrorist group, and then find his grandfather, who was a character from a show before that was all comedy called Neji. So how they tie the 2 shows together is really funny. But that anime is just straight pull up. He's super creative. He gets a sword that can change its own gravity. So, and he gets really good with that by like the 3rd episode. So like, it's definitely a good one to watch. It's really funny, and he's a really creative kid who thinks on the fly really fast. Watching him in fight is really good. And then the last one on my action section is a Kami ga Kill. This was only 12 episodes. This will give you the fucking feels. If you've never seen it, watch it, even though it will give you the feels. It's about this teenage kid. His name is Tatsumi. He wanted to become a part of the royal police, but ends up joining a terrorist organization that's built on assassinating targets. When he joins, he learns that the people they assassinate are horrible people, like corrupt politicians, rapists, murderers, all that. So they're an assassination group who only targets bad people, but they are made to seem like evil people because the kingdom is so corrupt. And it's just about his journey to create peace and end corruption along with his friends. But that show's going to give you the fucking feels, bro.
I was going to start a Kami ga Kill. It was between that and Gangsta the other day. So now I know what I'm watching when I finish these 4 episodes.
Yep.
Okay, so we're staying in kind of the action-y territory.
Yeah, your shonens.
my shonens, and I'm gonna pick some shoujos too, only because I mean, even though this one is kind of considered a shonen, but the main character is female. So one is Soul Eater.
Yes.
Okay.
51 episodes. It is on Netflix. It's about this girl. Her name's Maka. She is training to become. Everybody knows by now. I love shinigamis. She's training to become a shinigami. Her dad is basically the scythe to what is the Grim Reaper. He is the Grim Reaper's scythe, and she's training to become one of those like weapons that the Grim Reaper uses. You watch her journey. They're in school, so her and her friends are in school. Like this is a school to become like, you know, weapons and are they called Meisters? Master Meisters.
Yep.
And you watch their journey, and she has a little struggle with her Meister. And it's really good. It's interesting. It's deep. It's a lot of pull up. Battles are fun, and the battles are interesting because you get to see like not everybody's Meister is the same. Like hers is a scythe like her dad, but then you know, Kid, who's the Grim Reaper's son, has 2 pistols. And then what is the guy with the star's name? Something
Black Star, baby. Black Star. Yes.
Black Star. His weapon she can turn into kind of anything. She's not a
Sabaki.
set. Yeah, Sabaki. She's not a set weapon. So she's like sometimes she's a sword, sometimes she's stars. Like she can kind of change her appearance. So it's a lot of fun. Really pull up, really actiony. A little, I don't want to say on the younger side. It has a lot of fun parts to it, but then it gets really serious really fast, which is kind of like that's my bag. Y'all know me. Toxic. Yeah. Then my next one is so that one I think is more so for people getting into anime who are just starting, whereas my next one, One Punch Man, is for people who are already into anime. Like if you have not seen One Punch Man, it's 24 episodes. It is on Netflix as well. It's so good. And the only reason why I kind of suggest it to people who've watched anime before, and I'm talking about like more than 10 animes under your belt, because it makes fun of a lot of the anime tropes, and it just makes it that much better if you get the jokes. Like if you get the extra jokes. Like
hold on. Before you continue, I want someone, Jordan, my girlfriend, who didn't watch anime before, but One Punch Man was her first anime. What were your thoughts on it? Just speaking to the mic. Just go ahead and say it.
I can stand here.
Yeah, just talk.
It was cool.
It was funny. That's why I liked it. I watched it because you bothered me about watching it consistently. So
Tell the truth.
Just watch it so that you stop asking me.
Yes, sir.
And I mainly liked it because it was really funny. It was satirical. I like comedies, and the satiricalness of it made it different than like what I thought it was gonna be like. See, he seemed kind of like a superhero, but for the fact that he was so nonchalant and like straightforward, that made it really funny for me. So it wasn't what I was expecting.
And I agree with that. Like I see it as like, you ever watch like a Disney movie when you're a kid and you think it's great, it's amazing, and then you go back and watch it when you're an adult and you catch all these extra jokes that was in there that went over your head as a kid because they were for the adults.
You mean like Shrek telling that nigga he trying to compensate for something?
Yes. It's like all of those jokes that you miss when you're a kid. And that's why I say, like, if you like really watch anime, you're going to enjoy it that much more because it's all these extra jokes in there. Like, because he's strong, he's bald, and you know, everybody looks at, you know, everybody thinks his student is the strongest, and actually he can kick his student's ass literally any day of the week without batting an eye. So it's stuff like that. And like she said, it's satirical. He's super serious, which makes it even funnier. Like my favorite episode is when he is fighting this demon, and it doesn't really appear like the demon is winning. He's just wailing on him. And then he realizes that there's a sale at the supermarket. And he just punches him and goes. He's like, there's a sale at the supermarket, and just punches him and goes. Like, battle's over instantly, and he goes to the supermarket and gets his groceries. It's so fucking hilarious. It's a great time. And then the battles are really good because, of course, even though he is One Punch Man and like, it's over in one punch, they have a lot of great battle scenes. And when you get to season 2, it's even better because you get one of the best villains there ever was. which I forgot to mention in our best villains episode. How did I forget?
Guru.
Yes. How did I forget him? I don't know.
I can't wait to see what happens with the Demon King. That's
Yep.
gonna be good.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be so good. So those are my two for the more.
I'm an anime only person.
You get spoilers.
Those are my two for just like the actual like actiony animes. I think some of them that I put down, Greg is gonna mention later in the the more current animes that we're talking that are out and stuff like that. The popular, like the big threes now, or that kind of change and rotate. So
I'm
big
picking.
Threes will always be rotating. They change every like decade or so, but
Yeah.
they are the big three for a reason.
Well, the third one recently has changed a lot. Has been kind of in and out, but we'll talk about that later. Later when we bring those up.
My turn.
Yes, your turn.
All right, I'm going to start with one that I came across. I want to say last year was. I'm still not finished. I need to catch up on everything, but I'm going to say Gantz. Gantz is a very different. The movie's on Netflix. The whole series is on Netflix. Gantz, you can find Gantz Zero on there. So it's based about a video game, kind of like Sword Art Online style. But in this game, you have to play to get your life back. Say you die in your regular life, but instead of going to heaven and hell, you go to a purgatory that is a video game.
I heard about this.
I've seen this movie.
I haven't started it, but I've heard about it.
Yes, you have to play the game.
The movie.
And everybody's purgatory is like different, right?
No, they're all the same. They all play together. It's like
you're thinking of Angel Beats.
Oh, is that what I'm thinking of? The one that's in the
Angel Beats is when they all go to purgatory, and it's the same purgatory, but they're all there for different reasons. And the person they keep killing or trying to kill are angels that are trying to get them to move on.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I need to check that one out then. That's
and they're just it's a bunch of kids in purgatory that just keep killing each other. It's crazy.
They're playing like bar games, and it's like they don't know. I don't know. Is it Angel Beats? I don't know. It's really. I heard about it, and I want to check it out. But if that's what it's called, I'm gonna do it.
The movie on Netflix is in 3D, but the regular version isn't. It's like a regular anime. But the main one's based off of two kids in high school. They die, and then they go to there. It's basically like a game. You got to go around like a shoot 'em up game, like you're stuck in Halo, basically. And they're going around just trying to survive and killing aliens. I always thought it was more like demons, but in the description they call them alien hunters. But that's a fun one. All right, so then my next one I'm going to say is a Netflix original, Kengan Ashura. This is the MMA style anime. So it's based off of a society where corporations run everything, kind of like America. But corporations run everything, and for corporations to settle disputes within each other, they have fighters do it for them. They hire fighters, and they make them fight each other. And I'm not all the way through yet. I think I'm on the second season. They still have not given the backstory of the main character. I'm still waiting for that. But he's supposedly the best. He's taking everybody out, no problem. He does kind of like a thing, like what's his name? Like Luffy does, like his Luffy second gear where he pumps his blood. He's able to move faster. He can do that. He can also harden. Same thing like hockey. He can harden his muscles. So it's absolutely ridiculous. And there's so many different fighting styles, and like the commentary is great. They break down every single fighting style, which a lot of these fighting styles are actually real martial arts in real life. So they'll introduce a new fighter, and then they'll break down how he fights and stuff, and how if someone fights like a regular style that and they take it and then they change it to their own style and stuff like that. So that's a really good one everyone should check out on Netflix. All right, I think that's it for me on that one. Yeah, that's it for my action.
I'm going to move to my next area, which is comedy, baby.
Okay. I only have one in comedy.
Which is not to be confused with love comedies, because those are different. And honestly, when I was younger, I watched a lot of like lovey-dovey ones, but then that shit got too predictable. And I don't like predictability. I want to see someone get punched in the teeth and then use those teeth to kill a nigga. So, comedy. Comedy basically is, for me, is just animes that I found funny. They have action. All of mine have action to some degree, but they were more just humor and story. So with that, at the top of the list is on Netflix. It recently came out. Everybody's buzzing about it. If you haven't seen it, go watch Avatar: The Last Airbender. Do yourself.
It's not an anime, and we said we weren't going to mention it in this episode.
I'm mentioning it every time. Niggas need to go watch that show for the fucking culture.
I think we do bring it up every episode.
If y'all don't get the joke, if y'all niggas get on Twitter and y'all don't get the joke when she riding you and she say yip yip, if you don't get that fucking joke, get the fuck out of here and go watch the goddamn show.
Not yip yip.
I like how Greg shut me and Vincent down. Shut us down last time for talking about.
Last time we talked about, we were trying to talk about, we try to give y'all all the Avatar facts, and he shut us down and then brings the Avatar back.
I'm just saying. We gotta recognize that this show is top fucking tier.
It is top tier, but that is for the next recommendations episode.
Don't ignore it. Just keep it in the back of your head, like as if I pleaded the fifth. Just keep it back there. So the next one on that list is Kenichi the Mightiest Disciple. Kenichi the Mightiest Disciple is about a kid. He's really weak. He's in high school. He gets his ass beat all the time, so he joins a dojo. The dojo has 5 masters, and he ends up it's like 5 or 6 masters, and he ends up they're like, what style do you want to learn? He's like, all of them shits. He learns 6 different styles of martial art at once and becomes the mightiest disciple they've had ever, as you know, by the title. But in becoming a mighty disciple, like slowly but surely, he gets into fights with this gang that basically runs his town. And there's 10 elite fighters that he has to fight. And each of them has a different fighting style. You found out like the number 1 was his old best friend, and it's just great to see him grow because he's one of those characters who's like a Spider-Man type character. You know, with great power comes great responsibility. He doesn't just want to fight people or use his power in a negative way. He's always like, I'm gonna protect my friends, and he tries to talk out everything before fighting. But you know, everybody's like, I heard you were strong. Run them hands, bitch.
What he didn't master was talk no jutsu.
Nope, he needed to master that. But he did master giving them hands like Madara. So it's all right. Because he was giving them.
Isn't that the one where the teacher beat everybody with a spoon?
No.
Yes, she beat everybody with a spoon. She's the swords girl, and she beat everybody with a spoon.
Actually, she didn't beat everybody with a spoon.
It was like a couple girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Don't tell me no.
I had to think about it. I haven't seen it in a while. And then since Bent already said One Punch Man, No Game, No Life. That is one I was recommending to these guys like right before we started. No Game, No Life is an anime about it's a brother and a sister. They're one of the smartest people in the world. All they do is sit inside and play games all day. And they only go by the name blank on every game. Like blank or literally a blank space. They don't have a name so that no one can try and trace them and all that. And they're the best at everything. And they are the number 1 and the number 2 players in everything. They share each title and choose like who's going to have first, who's going to have second. They get transported into this video game world, not video game world, this magical world where games rule everything. If you make a bet and you lose in a game, the world will literally make you carry out that bet. Like there's one girl, he bet essentially her freedom. She's like, I saw you guys were the greatest gamblers. If I win, you guys got to help me get my kingdom back. And he's like, all right, if we win, you're our bitch forever. And she's like, bet. And she lost, so she was permanently like has to do everything they say. And like the world literally forces her to. So if they tell her sit down, she will literally sit by force, like with uncontrollably. That's the word.
But
the game.
That's one of my enemies coming up later.
Yeah, but it's the show. I like it so much, and I recommend it because it shows you all the ways that games can be, I guess, cheated in, but not cheated in. And everyone in the world cheats, and cheating is illegal, but it only counts as cheating if you get caught. But they
know how
never
your father
really
feels about cheaters.
Yeah, Naruto style.
Yeah, so they never have to cheat. They just outsmart everybody. Like they told the girl who they beat. An example, I'll give you 2. They were like, we're going to play a game of rock, paper, scissors. We can't choose scissors during this entire game. We can only choose rock and paper. If you draw with us, you win. But if you lose, or if we lose, you win. The only way for us to win is for us to win, period, point blank. So basically, the only way for them to win is for them to choose scissors, or them to choose rock and she chooses scissors. Because they choose scissors, they lose. If it's a draw, they lose. And if she, wins naturally, they lose.
Right.
So they basically did that to play a mind game on her because she was someone of significantly lower intelligence than him. And, your head's going to be thinking, all right, bet. The only logical thing for them to do is to choose rock. Because if they choose rock and I choose scissors, because they can't choose scissors, they'll win. Or because they can't choose scissors. Whatever. I'm fucking up the explanation. They win by mind games. And then there was another time where it was no mind games. He said, coin toss, heads or tails. They went against this like animal beast lady. She slowed down her perception of time and calculated how many flips the coin was going to have and was like, all right, it's going to be on tails. Called tails. He lets it fall to the ground and it lands straight up. It rewinds and you see that he moved a tile in the ground to catch the coin as it landed on the ground, so that neither of them could win. And she respected him for it. And his end goal at the end of like season 1 is like, all right, I'm going to collect all the pieces from all the races and I'm going to go against the god of this world and I'm going to beat him in a game. So the shit's pretty tough. And funny as fuck. Give it a watch.
Okay, where are we at? We're at comedies?
Comedy.
Okay, the comedy I have is Kill la Kill. It's on Netflix. It has 25 episodes. It's just hilarious. Like her and her best friend's friendship is funny because her best friend, even though it's like basically powerless, she's always there. And just always doing shit and just in a way, but like in a funny way. And that her whole family is like weird and kooky or whatever. Then you have, and then like, even though it's a lot of pull up and like she's serious, like she's a super serious person. And like even some of like the villains are, but like how they lose is funny. I mean, like the rebellion is called Nudist Beach. So it's about being naked. It's a lot of fun. It's funny. It is an ecchi, so proceed with caution. Because I mean,
we ain't all weed. What the fuck's an ecchi?
I'm about to say that's good. That's Greg's
on a
bag.
piece of paper?
That's Greg's bag.
My
Ecchi
fucking
is
bag. We showing titties out this. That's not
yes,
what that show,
ass and titties will be out. It's when like even if they're showing the ass and titties, they just put the little glow on your nipples to say, but it
Then
just
it
looks
ain't
like
titties.
glow. Yeah, you
know
put
how
glows
many
on your nipples. It's not
so
titties.
mad if a chick sent him a air quote titty pic and glared her nipple out with like some type of star emoji.
Would
Niggas
you
gonna be
be
like, you better retake that shit.
I feel like that's cool. Like it's
No,
like
that's not a titty pic. That's booby meat at best.
We trying to see the nips.
Yeah.
Let the nips set the nips free.
Set the
Freedom
nips
nipples.
Not set the nips free. Wow, it's really good. It's like it's so funny, like just all the interactions and like even when she gets her first I don't remember what the suits are called, but when she gets her first suit, she like, where's the rest of it? And it's like, nah, this is how we make it the best it can be.
The more naked you are, the more power you get.
Mm-hmm.
So take that shit off.
Yeah. So if you're naked with a little bit of clothes on, just covering the goodies, you're the most powerful there is.
That's crazy. All the thought pockets of the world would just be strong as fuck.
all the Kincaid's of the world.
That's all I have for my comedy because
right.
I have some of my other funny ones in other places.
I got 2 of them. One, I don't know if we consider it anime, but it is Japanese made. Agretsuko. It's about a red panda. It's like an animal based world. It's pretty funny. It's on Netflix. It's a Netflix original.
So furries is your bag, apparently.
Yeah, it is. No, but it is red panda. It's like an everyday world, and she's a young lady just trying to make it in the corporate world. But she's like so sweet, and everyone like takes advantage of her because she's so sweet. But she's absolutely effing crazy. So she has like these moments in her head. It's like everything's in her head. So when she goes off, it's in her head. Like she envisions herself as like a hardcore metal rock star. So when people like at her job take advantage of her and treat her wrong, she like goes into her head and she starts screaming about killing them and all types of crazy stuff. It's absolutely wild. And like it's just basically like going about your life every day. Like she has frenemies at work and like in her life, people that backstab her, people that she loves and stuff like that. So it's really good. And then
and crazy people. You're
yes,
bad, right?
I love crazy people. That's why I'm a big Harley Quinn fan.
Oh, I love Harley Quinn. I fucking love her.
So Harley Quinn dressed up as a fox. You just wow.
Yep, I'm in it. She would dress up as a hyena, Greg.
Yes, it's Harley
Jesus.
Quinn. Don't disrespect her like that.
Pause. Foxes yip.
But it's
They
not a
don't-
hyena.
Yip yip.
They don't laugh.
They don't laugh and they don't have their kids out of their penis, so they're not a
that's
hyena.
so weird. My next one is going to be cells at work. I love it because of the scientific stuff on it, but it's actually pretty funny. This is about a red blood cell and a white blood cell. They're the main characters, and it just shows you how they fight off diseases and stuff like that. Like they do it straight anime style.
Is it like Ozzy and Drix? But
Damn,
like
I was going to
Yes,
say that shit.
yes,
You beat me to
yes.
it.
Oh, that's probably gonna be
Exactly.
great. It's probably
Yes,
great.
This is on Netflix. Yes,
I was
and
going to say anime Osmosis Jones.
yes, they straight up fight the diseases and all that other stuff. It is great. So
I'm trying to see some white blood cells get their asses kicked by HIV. That sounds dope.
yep.
How about HIV?
I actually found out about this anime because I watched this guy on YouTube named Dr. Mike. He's an actual doctor, and people were requesting him to watch it to break down the science of the show. And like every episode he watched, he's like, "Yo, everything is spot on how your body reacts to it, and all that. All their descriptions about what's going on is spot on."
That's
So,
so
Where
cool.
can I catch this? 'Cause I'm actually going to watch this.
This is on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Oh, where's my phone? Say the
Why does it sound like you about to have an orgasm?
Nigga, I'm a nerd. All right, pause. Y'all know that I have so much useless knowledge. So like,
Same
this
here. I'm
adds
the
to the
same way.
category of useless knowledge. Like niggas be like, "Yo, you're just Google and a person." I'm like, I just know shit because shit be interesting.
I feel it. I agree. Useless knowledge is useful. Don't let anybody tell you different. Knowledge is
Look,
power.
if someone put a gun to my head and said, "Spit some useless fact right the fuck now," or I'm like the fuck.
Oh, I'm telling you some useless stuff.
Oh, I'm telling you. Some useless
I
stuff.
got.
Did you know that every time you have an orgasm, you burn 150 calories?
Did you
know that having sex with your socks on makes you reach orgasm faster because the slight temperature difference in your feet
I actually did know
activates a
that.
certain part of your brain?
Did you
This
know?
is crazy.
Back on my fairy thing. Did you know that possums had 3 penises?
Yes, because of you. Echidnas have 5.
Yep.
Who have?
Echidnas, the animal Knuckles is modeled after, they have 5 penises.
A lot of marsupials have more than 1 penises, and the women has 3 vaginas as well. So the females.
That's crazy. That's a lot of sex and a lot of orgasms.
So is every time you have sex a gangbang?
If you do that math, that's what?
That's why they have a lot of
450
kids.
calories in an orgasm?
Yep.
That's beautiful.
So no one's gonna answer my question. Is every time you have sex a gangbang?
Yes.
Sure.
No.
All right.
Back to anime.
That was your daily dose of us being fucking weird. All right. So actually, this goes hand in hand on what comes next, baby. The mature section. Let's go.
Let's do it.
All right.
So the mature section is all shit. Where in mine, they all show now. All but one show titty. None of them really show sex, but they all show a lot of titty.
Mine shows sex.
Yeah, I watched it for the plot.
Mine do too. So
don't lie. You watch it for the plot.
That's like saying you watch porn. You watch porn for the plot. I'm just in it for the plot. I want to see if that pizza man get a tip.
Yeah, like sure, I got to bust on your face and shit, but like, where's my money? That's not gonna pay for my gas. Like, if you let me sleep over, then this was a success. But like, if I just get a nut, like, how am I getting home? That $3 was gonna go in the tank. But so for my mature section, I started off with High School DxD. I've talked about it a couple times. This was in my tops.
Nigga, it's just titties.
No, it's not. It's funny because the show starts off with this nigga just being horny. He's a pervert. He be spying on girls, and then he gets killed by an angel. And he's like, shit. He gets revived by a demon and becomes a demon. And he has powers that he didn't know he had until he was basically getting killed. But then he starts to grow and learn how to use those powers. And the reason that show is so like horny, as I'll call it, is because his power is the people before it's called the Crimson Dragon. That's what his power is. And he can get a suit of armor that looks like a dragon, and it like when it's not the suit of armor, it doubles his power every 10 seconds. So he gets dumb strong over nothing. But the people who had his power before were power hungry, greedy, and their need for more power made them stronger. His need and horniness for titties makes him more powerful. If that ain't the funniest shit I heard in a brick, yo. And then everybody on his crew be trying to fuck him, like, all the time. Like, one chick pulled up. This man was like, oh, let me go get some stuff from the pool house, because they were all having fun at the pool. He's, like, digging through the shit, because, you know, Japanese schools got the pool house. He's like, all right, let me get some shit. We all training out this bitch. I'm trying to get strong. Chick pulls up on him like, put your seed in me. He's like, whoa, bitch, slow down. I just want to see some titty. Takes him out. He's like, whoa, bitch, I'm a virgin. Chick walks in and is like, what are you guys doing in here? She's like, oh, I was about to fuck him. You want to join? We can have a devil's threesome. He's like, whoa, bitches, I'm a virgin. So it's really funny. And then there was a part where
dropped so many bitches in one setting.
Yo, like, and then like, so the demon chick, they find out that like his power is different from the other users, and it derives from friendship and his love for his comrades, and so that his master then mind wipes his parents. They rebuild their house, and they're all living with him, and all the bitches sleep in the bed with him. Let's go. Naked in the bed with him. And man's never fucked. That's a wholesome young man right there.
No, it's not. He's a dummy. I'd have fucked all all
I said he's wholesome, not smart.
I'd have been in all of that. Knee deep.
And LeMayo. Funny episode. He lost his potential. He just lost it. He didn't know where it went. And they were like, it'll come back eventually. And he was on a school trip, and a spree of like sexual assaults happened, like people groping people peeping on people, and come to find out his potential jumped out of him essentially and was jumping into people looking for him, and it was causing people to do. He was so pervy, his potential caused people to do almost rapey shit. So
his potential was out here raping people, is what you're saying.
His potential was out here groping titties. Yes,
that's illegal. People,
well,
remember that is very illegal.
With them to heal him, like, show's funny as fuck. I'm saying all the pervy stuff, but there's awesome fights. Like, one fight, the dude was cutting the dimension in half, and he was like, one of his masters was like, "Yo, if you cut the dimension in half, all the titties get cut in half," and he just went berserk and started beating that ass, talking about titties. Why the fuck are you doing this? I loved it. So that's that one. I talk about that a lot, but I actually like it. New season coming out this fall. Let's go. They have 5 seasons, so you know that shit is fire. Okay.
Is just the boys really horny? Is it fire or boys really horny?
Yeah, I'm not beating my dick. I'm just watching it. It's funny as shit.
It doesn't mean
I'll take your word for that. I'm gonna say.
But the little 13, 14-year-old who isn't getting pussy, who's interested in anime, and no offense to you guys,
12-year-old Greg probably did beat his dick.
Even like the rest of us, dog. He ain't got the greatness that was Hentai Haven. He doesn't have it. He got shut down.
All I'm saying is, there's someone out here there's a lot of someone's out here beating their dick. And to them, I say, you will get pussy one day. There will be some girl who wants to.
Look, pause, rewind.
Not little Danny.
Let's flip that thing. Reverse it.
Say that this is look.
We can bleep that out.
Let's put that thing down, flip it, and reverse it.
Edit point, please.
Edit point,
so the next show is Air Gear.
Next holiday. Okay.
The next show is Air Gear. I've talked about this one a lot too. It's like extreme roller skating. About a guy named Iki. He doesn't have much going for him. He sees these things. He really wants a pair. He finds a pair in his house. Finds out that the people he's living with is like one of the top teams. They're like legendary in this shit. And then he ends up getting his own pair, making his own crew. And it's like a gang essentially. But it's about his journey to become the number one. I call it mature because he's not sexually driven. But there's this one chick in the show that keeps trying to fuck him. And it do show titties at some point in the show. Like, just, I guess it's comic relief situations. Like, it's not naked girls every episode, but like you will see like titties like 3 or 4 times, and like they show nipples, so that's why it's labeled as mature. But it's definitely good. It's a good watch. I think it's like 24 episodes, really short, really quick. My favorite character in that show would have to be Fatty Bucha because he's black, but that nigga's just fat as fuck, right? But you come to find out that nigga's not fat at all. He's so buff that he has so much extra blood in his body. When he not flexing, he just look fat, but he's 100% muscle.
Oh yeah, that's really happens with bodybuilders. They get bloat and they look fat, but they're not fat. They're just straight muscle. It's very weird.
Yeah, and like when he flexes, his body shape changes. He's a cool character. He becomes a part of the crew. And then the last one is My Life with Girls. You can catch this shit on Hulu. I just watched that shit. Shit was good. It wasn't top tier. I won't say that. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was a bunch of girls that were monsters trying to fuck this dude who was watching over them, but it's illegal to fuck him.
I swear you watch hentai.
I mean,
I swear you watch it. You trying to tell us this is anime? I was like, no, nigga.
TJ, this is your TJ. What are you talking? This should be your bag. This should be your. It's monster people.
Oh, wait till I get to mine. I got some good ones on this one.
See, you talk about me. You watch furry porn, motherfucker.
Wait till I get to mine.
Furry porn. What happened? Okay. It's my turn. We're gonna just. It's my turn, y'all.
We don't judge here.
we don't.
I'm feeling pretty judged, actually.
Are you feeling pretty judged?
Just a little bit. I don't care though. I'll watch the shit and I'll watch it again.
So
shit
the
was
first
good.
one I'm gonna say is one that I talk about all the time, and TJ put me on. It's Castlevania. I fucking love Castlevania.
Let's get the tier works going. Let's do this.
I'm ready to cry because Alucard deserves fucking love, and it's not fucking fair. It's not fair, but it's really good. It's about Dracula. He loses his wife because human beings are fucked up, as we can see in the world right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's angry from it. And what happens when you keep poking a angry bear? They do what they want. And then them stopping it and just like kind of the aftermath of that, like what happens after all the war and stuff like that, and it's really adult. It's really childlike in its like action scenes and stuff like that, but in its content, it is really adult. It tackles a lot of adult issues, abuse, abandonment, death. Depression, all at the stages of grief. So it's really good. It has some sex in there, and it has real sex. Like, I mean, not real sex. You're not gonna see no penises.
Oh, you're watching hentai. You're watching softcore porn.
Soft porn. It is very soft porn, and I've got a little sprinkle in a little below.
Okay.
Cinemax.
I ain't saying my dick was getting hard this entire time, dog. Chill.
No, I'm just kidding. It has a little soft porn scene in there, but then it ends off really bad. And we've all heard me talk about it, so I'm just gonna move on to my next one, which is Black Lagoon. It is. Oh, I'm sorry. That is on Netflix as well. 24 episodes, and Black Lagoon is on Netflix. No, it's on Hulu. 24 episodes. Black Lagoon is about these pirates. And they end up getting what's his name? I want to call him Rocket, but his name isn't Rocket. His name's some
That's the black guy's name, isn't it?
Is it Black? I don't know. All I know is Revy is my waifu. That means she's my anime wife forever. Basically, you just see them do their pirate shit. Like they get hired to do contracts, whether it's deliver people, drugs, guns, be bodyguards, bitches. But you see how Revy is has been a part of this for a long time, basically her whole life, and you see how it's like warped her as a person, and how I want to call him Rocket. His name's Rocket today, but how he was like a white collar worker, and he ended up getting picked up by mistake and decided to stay, and how he teeters the line between being good and basically a pirate. It's a whole lot of, all Revy does is cuss, so cussing, a lot of great battle shootout scenes, and some sassy times in there too. So it's really adult content. I do not recommend this for children at all. If your child is watching it, beat their ass because it's not appropriate. It's not appropriate for children, but it is really, really good. So those are my two for my adult like?
I had 2, but now I got 3 listening to y'all. I had to add one on there. Let's get to the shit you should not watch for kids.
Okay.
Number 1 is going to be on. It's on Hulu. It is Fooly Cooley. Fooly
Number 1 is
Cooley.
this podcast.
Yes, you should not listen to this with the kids around. Please don't. Fooly Cooley came out. I can't remember what year it came out, but this is old anime. And it centers around a boy. He is 12 years old, and he is constantly getting molested by women. By women, but it's by older women. The first girl,
still molestation.
Yeah, still molestation. First girl, she is, and this is not what the show's about. It just constantly happens in the show. She is his brother's girlfriend. His brother went away to college, and she misses his brother, so she keeps touching him. Absolutely crazy. But the show centers around an alien comes to town. She claims to be an alien investigator, and that it's a factory poisoning the earth that she needs to shut down. So some reason she goes to this high school kid, not even high school, this young kid to help her. And the father, being the perv that he is, his father let her move in with them to help him. And absolutely crazy. Kids ends up getting powers and stuff like this. The alien chick ends up touching on him too as well. Very, very weird. But it's a great show. You should go check it out. It gets really good. I don't want to give too much away. And then next, I'm going to go to the fairies. We're going to do Beastar.
Is Beastar because I like Beastar? Does that make me a furry? I love that.
Did it make you tinkle a little bit?
It did not. It's weird as fuck. It's so weird as fuck.
Toxic. It's a toxic show.
I might like that though. Shit.
Beastar just deals with dealing with people that doesn't deal with their emotions. That's what I see it as now. Like, getting more time to think about it. It's people that don't know how to deal with their emotions and need to seek therapy. Everybody in this show.
No, everybody.
It's if you ever watch Zootopia, it's like Zootopia for adults. It centers around a gray wolf and him learning to deal with himself in high school. I mean, it's all different types of animals meshed together. Everyone's trying to be the lead animal in the school, and that's called the Beastar. And it's mostly goes to carnivores, but it's not only for carnivores because there is a herbivore. He's a red deer. He is like in the lead to be the next Beastar, Rui. But Rui has problems too. Rui was a slave.
Yes, he was going to be eaten.
Yep. Rui was a slave. Our main character, and for some reason I cannot think of the main character's name. The Gray Wolf. He's just very timid. I don't think they get too far in his backstory. Yeah, he's very timid. He doesn't want to be like the other carnivores. All the other carnivores around are just they eat animals. Like outside of their high school. Inside the high school is very peaceful. All the animals, like, they get their meals at lunch and stuff like that. Everyone's well fed. But once you leave out and you go into the real world, what you see is a lot of suffering going on. Like, they show a very homeless, I forgot what kind of animal it was, but he was selling his fingers to people to eat because he didn't have any money. And it just deals with a lot of craziness. It's like if you want to watch Zootopia, but then you want to learn how the inner workings of the world would actually work if it was in a real world settings with different races and different species, then you should watch that.
Yeah,
I'm not going to get on the rabbit.
She's a hoe.
She's a hoe because she wants love. She's never was loved in her life, and she just
bullshit. How you gonna be a hoe for love?
That's what all. Oh my Benson, that's what all the girls do. Not all the girls. A lot of females do that. A lot of men too. Like they replace love with sex.
Dick don't equel love, y'all.
It does not. It only fills one hole. It doesn't fill the hole in your heart.
Oh.
Let's not get it twisted. Filling that hole does feel pretty good for
it. Does. It does. It
like,
feels
a solid 2 to 3 minutes for real.
It's temporary. It's very temporary, and it does not fix it at all. And that's
5 minutes max temporary.
That's what happens with the rabbit. She keeps trying to fill it with, and then she meets
Dick,
our gray rabbit, and I think she really likes him. She doesn't want to show it yet. Diva thinks that she's playing him. I think she likes him. We're going to see where that goes, though. And then my final one I'm going to talk about, and I mentioned it last time, is Devilman Crybaby. This one is very adult theme. It's all kinds of nudity. No star wipes to cover up nipples and nothing. Like, nips are free.
Woo! Free that nipple.
Vaginas are free. And this one is based off of it's kind of like how do I say it? Like religion. Is based on religion. It follows two people. One is going to be, I would say, he is Lucifer. And they show them start off as kids. Lucifer is the white haired kid, and then the other kid, they don't really give him like a role as like a biblical role, but these two entities are tied together, and every time the world is about to end, they are cause of the destruction. And it happens the same way every time. So not the same way every time, but it happens with them two every time. So this one starts off with the two kids growing up, and they separate. And then later in life, the white-haired kid tracks down the black-haired kid, and he's like, hey, man, it's been a long time. We grew up together. Let's go hang out. We need to link back up. So they go to a party. He drags him to this party, and it's like a rave. Everything's going wild. He's having a great time, and it starts to turn into an orgy. And people are just having sex everywhere. And it's like at a club. They just start having sex. And then next thing you know, they all... Next thing you know, the whole thing, people just start turning into demons. And the whitehead kid starts it. They're having the orgy. He just pulls out a knife and just starts stabbing people. And what they say is that all the sin in one area caused this to happen. And basically, he opens up the gates of hell. And when he does that, all the spirits go into people, and people start turning into demons. Like I said last time, one woman's having sex, and her vagina literally opens up and eats a guy, swallows him whole.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's a great anime. You got to watch it. And he puts one of his favorite demons inside of the black-haired friend, thinking that he would help him to end the world. But he ends up using that demon power to fight against him. And then, he finds other people who had demons put inside of them that the demon did not completely take hold. Kind of like how Parasite is when Parasite gets into you, but if it doesn't take complete hold, you can control it and work with it. And that's what they do to try to fight back. It's really, really good anime. And that's it for me for my shit kids shouldn't watch.
Shit kids shouldn't watch.
Okay, so the last one I have is Suspense. And I think we can all agree. I recently rewatched this anime. It was dope as fuck. I watched the summary, but that's nothing like watching. Oh, I'm sorry. I watched the summary, but that's nothing like watching the actual anime. Go watch Death Note. It's on Netflix. It is 33 episodes, and each episode will have you on the edge of your fucking seat. Like, yo, he just did there. Yo, how is he going to get out of this one? It is not about action or pulling up. It's a big-ass chess game. The story is about this guy named Light Shinigami. He's the smartest person currently in like Tokyo, Japan, or Kyoto, Japan. There we go. He lives in Kyoto, and he's just smart as hell. He's a high school student ready to go to college when this all starts. He gets this book called The Death Note. You write someone's name in it, 40 seconds later they will die. If this way of death is not specified, by heart attack. He starts killing people, develops a god complex. And then the media just they find out that someone's killing people. They don't know how, they don't know who. They just know that they're killing people who get posted on the news, who have been convicted felons or in prisons or whatever. And he gets the name Kira, derived from the English word killer. But since Japanese people don't exactly always say English words correctly,
they don't pronounce it. It's because there's a weird thing with L's and R's in the Japanese language, so that's why it can be like killer is Kira, because it's just how it goes.
Exactly. So his name's Kira now, or that's his alias. And he just goes on this killing spree. It's about him and this guy named L, who's a detective, trying to catch him. And it's just this like big ass cat and mouse game, because L is the world's greatest detective. No one knows his real name. Barely anyone's seen his face. So it's like, how the fuck do I kill him? Because the only way you can kill people is if he knows their face and has a name.
Their real name.
Yeah, not an alias. You have to have that real name. Yep. And it's just this big cat and mouse game of like, who's going to get who first? Is Light going to kill L, or is Light going to get caught? and it's just it's so good. Like people always explain
and
it,
if you have to have
be that good.
You have to have the image of their face when you write their name because it may be people with multiple names.
Right, because he got the name. He had one name. Elle told him a name at one point, but it wasn't his real name. And he was like, even if I use it, I may see the face of some of the of a different person. So I have to be sure like that is his name.
Yep.
So
it's definitely a really good show. It's a definitely must watch.
So
like
good.
That's something that I always give to the most entry level person because it's not too insane. It's really easy to follow. And if you like any of those crime shows, watch that. Like, that's for you. If you like your SVUs, your NCIS, any of them shit, and MacGyver, any of those, watch it. That show is actually like tough as fuck.
Okay, so I have one. It is Helsing. It's 10 episodes. It's on Netflix. I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Netflix. It's on Netflix. Yeah, it's on Netflix. It is about Alucard, another Alucard. This is a different Alucard. He doesn't cry, and not that he doesn't deserve love. They didn't do him petty. He's basically a hired vampire for the church, and there are people.
Church.
Yeah, the Protestant church, and people are trying to take out like there's like a obviously the Holy Wars bullshit, and he's just really insane, and he's sick, and he's funny, like he's so funny because he's like, you really thought you did something and you didn't do anything. It is not for the weak stomach because it does get really, really gory. But it's really, really good. Really suspenseful. It has almost like a scary movie type vibe, even though it's not a scary movie, but it has like a scary movie type vibe. Probably why I like it. So, that's my suspense suggestion.
All right. I just remembered another adult one. I'm not going to go into it, but Greg and Diva, please check out Witchblade. I forgot all about this anime. Oh my god, I used to watch this all the time. But yes, go check out Witchblade. So for my suspense one, I'm going to do Dr. Stone.
That's on my moderns. So go ahead. You can.
It is in your modern. Okay, I keep it in the suspense one because it's not like an anime where it's like pull up fighting and stuff like that. Some fights do happen, but the guy solves all his problems with science. It's like Bill Nye the Science Guy anime.
Yeah,
the world starts off with a everyone gets petrified. Everyone gets turned to stone, and it lasts for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. People are turned to stone, and our main character stays alive,
stays conscious,
yes, by counting. What was it again, Greg? What do you count?
It was 3,700
every second he was petrified from the beginning for 3,700 years. He counted. He counted and kept counting for 3,700 years. And the reason he did this, he said, I could have broke out sooner, but he only didn't break out because he had to wait and experience the weather conditions to see everything that happened around him. Because, everyone was petrified. So technically everything's going to collapse. Buildings, dams, waterways, all of those things will collapse. So he had to wait until all of that was done. Then after all of that was done, he had to find out what each season was like and how long they lasted.
Because the world would obviously change after 3,000 years.
Yep, and then after he gets out, he finds out how to get everyone else out. He figures out how to get everyone else out. Unfortunately,
fairly quickly, in the first 2 episodes.
Very smart person. Unfortunately, he got in a predicament where he had to release someone for protection. And this person, he should not have ever trusted the world's strongest high schooler.
That's the world's strongest man. The fuck?
He was strong. He took a lion, but he's just the world's strongest high schooler. Fuck that.
He punched a lion once and it died. He gave a lion a heart attack with his fist.
So he should never trust this guy. This guy decides that he wants to take over the world and rebuild society the way that he wants it.
Yeah.
And Senku, right? That's his name?
Senku, yeah.
Yeah, yes. Senku, he's not with it. So he ends up finding out a whole nother society that
His
survived. Dad. Yeah, he survived because of his dad. His dad was an astronaut, and it was a whole team of astronauts in space when the world was petrified, and they came down afterwards, and then they repopulated the Earth basically. And they
made a village.
Yeah, they made a village, not the whole.
It's like a 30-person village.
Well, you give it another 1,000 years. I mean,
a lot of people.
it's been 3,700.
It was only like 6 of them, and they made a lot of people.
Yeah. That's why they're not that smart. The genes didn't flow around them.
Yeah, but the show is honestly really dope. I was gonna go into a little bit deeper explanation with it real quick. Like, it's honestly about his clashes with other humans at the time, because a lot of people get revived and you see a lot of different personalities. And a thing I like about these modern animes is that the side characters aren't just there to help the main character. They're actually deep. They're dimensional. Like, they aren't just one-dimensional characters. No, they're 3-dimensional characters that actually play a larger role in the story. Even like this big brute named Magma, who's literally just trying to rule the little tribe. You end up finding out he's like more than just one-dimensional later on. But like, it's a really good anime. I recommend it because you'll learn some shit. They actually teach you real science.
Yeah, that's real science,
but in a creative and fun way, so that it's not just like, oh, science class. Like, no, the shit's actually pretty interesting. And reading the manga, I thought it was going to end soon, because in the manga they already found the petrification device. But that's like I overlooked. I thought they were just going to try and find the petrification device, and that would be the end. No, the story still is about them trying to revive every human, all 8 billion humans. So it's still got a long ways to go.
Yeah.
Did
you have any more? Did you have any more categories before that? Because I have
sports.
Actually. 3 more. I didn't have any sports, but I had 3 more.
So sports, I'm just gonna do these real quick. Haikyuu. That's about volleyball. It's about a short nigga. He goes to high school, joins a volleyball team. They're like, yo, you can't do shit. He actually becomes their spiker, which is usually a tall person's job, who's got hops, who can get up there, slam that bitch down. You gotta be fast, you gotta be quick. But he's just quick as shit. And it's about him and his team trying to win this volleyball tournaments in high school. That's a quick one. Kokoro's basketball. It's about an American who comes to Japan to play basketball in high school. He wants to be a superstar basketball player, and he's going to make his mark on all these Japanese niggas. But beforehand, you learn about 5 players that all went to middle school together that were the best players in the league in Japan. And they all went to 5 different high schools so that they could be basically the captain and the leaders of their teams and prove that they were the best. He has one of those 5 people who isn't good, but his special ability is passes. Like, he's so discreet on the field, you never really notice him. So it's about them. It's really good. Got some real life sports shit going on. And then the last one, which I forgot to mention the last time we recorded this, Free. I'm a swimmer. Me and my sister, we grew up to be swimmers all our lives. Yep. She did. She broke some records. We got a superstar in the midst.
You're welcome. Greatness. You're in the presence of greatness.
I mean, I broke some records in high school. My school ain't got a swim team. That's all I'm saying. But if it did, I break some records, nigga. But
well, you're not in school anymore.
I'm not in school anymore. I graduated a few weeks ago, so clap me up. But it's about these high schoolers. They have a swim team. It's only the 4 of them. The main character's best event is free. He's an amazing swimmer, but he only swims free.
Basic bitch. I'm sorry. Y'all wouldn't get that.
Yeah, he only swims free. It's about just swimming, and it makes swimming cool, in my opinion. It was just silly and goofy. It wasn't too much to watch, but if you got some free time, give it the 3 episode rule. Especially if you're a swimmer, you might want to watch it. Just throwing it out there. But those are my 3 sports ones that are pretty dope.
Okay, so since Greg didn't do this topic, I have 2 isekais and 3 isekais. One's a supernatural, and it's a throwback. It's Digimon. I always suggest it because it just, all the seasons really flow well together. It was really well put together. All the characters had to go through some type of development to become stronger, and not physical development, personal development. You had to learn how to trust. You had to learn how to be a good leader. You had to learn how to be a good friend before your Pokemon could get your Pokemon. Your Digimon could
I
get.
was going to say that. I was going to say if anyone asked me the battle between animes with Digimon and Pokemon, I would say Digimon was better. That's just my personal
I
opinion.
agree because like you actually like the character had to go through some type of development so their Digimon could get stronger. Like, you know, you train and then, you know, Ash cries a little bit and then the Digimon gets a evolution or they win the battle or whatever, you know, and Ash never really wins and it's like, okay, losing's okay. But no, like in this, they really had to develop as people to become stronger. The next one I just put down as a regular isekai, but it's kind of like a comedy one. It's Devil's a part-timer. The devil gets brought to our world and he becomes a manager at, well, not even a manager. He just works at McDonald's and it's hilarious because he just realizes he basically quickly realizes, okay, if I want to take over this world, I have to get what he calls a layer and I have to procure income. And a layer is a shitty apartment and he works at McDonald's while he tries to figure out how to get his magic back and how to get back to his world to take it back over. It's really, really funny. It's 13 episodes. It's on Netflix. Digimon, I think is on Netflix, but I mean, you can find Digimon anywhere because it's so old and not.
I know it's on Hulu. I'm not sure.
Okay, then it's on Hulu. So
yeah, I definitely know it's on Hulu.
And then my favorite and first isekai is Inuyasha. It's it's about this girl who's a reincarnation of a priestess and how she actually kind of fucked up and now she has to fix her fuck up because she broke the jewel, the sacred jewel, and now she has to go collect all the shards of a jewel, which is fucking ridiculous. It's like, hey, I broke a piece of glass. Let's pick up all the pieces and put it back together.
Yeah, that's absolutely ridiculous.
And that's why it's so long. It's 219 episodes. And I added that up for you because actually it ends without its ending. Its ending is another set of episodes. It's all on Netflix though. And she meets this half demon who was in love with her previous self. And they get a crew together and they go on all these adventures to beat Naraku, who's trying to get the jewel shards to become a full demon. Because if you're a half demon and you get the sacred jewel, you can become a full demon, and no half demon wants to be a half demon because you get picked on because you're kind of lame.
You're basically black.
You're mixed breed.
You're mixed. You're black.
No, neither side wants you.
Nobody wants you. But it is really good if you're into the kind of romancy, lovey-dovey, but you also want some like great, some holy shit, your logic.
I like them, so I can say that.
Yeah, but that was funny. But also want like some pull up with great battles and stuff like that. So, and I mean, it's heartfelt. Like you have this girl who's trying to get her brother back, who's technically dead, and this monk who's trying to break a family curse. So it has a lot of different aspects to it. It's good, and I do always suggest Inuyasha for first time anime watchers, especially people who likes the feels, but also wants like anime. So yeah.
Okay. Anything else? That was all.
That's all I had. That was my last 3.
Okay. So TJ, you got anything else you want to add? Any honorable mentions or anything?
No, that's it. Actually, I'm going to add. I'm going to elaborate on Witchblade because I'm watching it. I just text y'all a video.
I was wondering what the fuck you texted me.
I forgot all about this scene. Hold on.
Ooh, I'm gonna take a moment to watch it.
Oh my god! So Witchblade is about a young lady who gets this ridiculous power. Is this tech company who is trying to trying to make cyborgs basically. They're trying to combine humans with machines and stuff. And I forgot how she gets the power. I haven't watched it forever, but I'm about to go back and watch it now. And she gets this power to transform into this like cyborg. It's like in her arm. She presses she is emotional. She turns to the state and it just covers her whole body. Of course, like Sailor Moon, clothes go off and then it just covers up just her tits ass out. But they call it Witchblade because she could turn her arm into a blade. But this first scene I was just watching, the tech company, she's like the most advanced one. So the tech company wants her back to study her. And so they infect this one guy with the technology virus thing, and it turns him into a machine. And he goes into this police precinct where she was being held for some reason, and he tries to kill everybody. He kills all the guards, and then he goes to kill her, and he gets an erection. It was like about to rape her, and she transforms and just slices off of his dick, and his dick is just flopping around on the ground.
All right, I wanted to be known. Y'all niggas call me fucking weird. You fucking weird.
Yo, the scene is dope though.
I was watching it right now. Like,
Yeah,
I
when
was
you were
too.
saying
I'm
the
seeing this
things
nigga
that
got his tongue out. He making a
Yeah.
face, like
he
nigga
transforms.
horny as
He
shit.
transforms into like a robot type person, but he still has a penis. And when she transforms, she sliced that shit right off.
They call him RoboCop.
RoboCop. That's all I had to add.
All right,
It's like a penis.
so I'm gonna run through
It's not
my
even like a
modern
little penis,
age
guys.
ones,
It's
you
like
know,
a
just like
big-
how I did the other.
That's a meaty ass penis, right?
super meaty. Like,
Hey, all right. I don't want to hear about no meaty cock in my shit.
Yeah.
I'm not with that.
I'll finish this after I'll finish after we're done. I'll finish it. I'm
Yeah.
about 2 minutes in. Okay, go ahead.
Add that to your list.
All for you guys. So when it comes to the new and modern age ones, this is the end of the episode, so I'm gonna laser through these ones like I did the other ones. I'm actually gonna give a little bit more explanation for these because these are what you'll most likely watch. They got the more modern animation storylines, character development's a little bit different, but they keep the cores of mostly shonens. So in order that I recommend you watch these, they're not connected in any way. It's more so just a way of easily digesting them in a feel-good way that would help anyone who's coming into anime. If you've already been watching anime, watch them in any order you want because you're used to the shit. So, first off is Demon Slayer. I recommend this. Everyone was telling me this show goes hard. Everyone was telling me it was good. I didn't believe them at first, and I was like, yo, this isn't going to be good. It doesn't look that good. I've seen 2 action scenes, but it's actually really good. You feel for the main character. The supporting cast is hilarious. Inosuke for the fucking win. My nigga is always with the shits. We're going to do an episode of most pull-up and best anime secondary characters / sidekicks, and he is on my list because that nigga's always ready to throw hands. He don't give a fuck.
Yes.
But it's about this group of kids actually. Who are demon slayers. They're trained by masters in these special sword forms that are derived from this original sword form called the Breath of the Sun. The main character is trained in the Breath of Water, which is a breathing technique they use to increase speed and strength so they can be stronger than demons, temporarily speaking, because it does have damages on your body the longer you use it and the less you are trained with it. So his family's actually killed and his sister's turned into a demon, and he becomes a demon slayer to try and find the original demon to make him turn his sister back into a human. So it's about his journey trying to find them and how he becomes a demon slayer because he's a very kind-hearted soul, and he doesn't he kills things, of course, but he never kills them out of malice. Like the one person he's killed out of malice is towards the end. I'm not gonna spoil shit for you, but yo, that nigga had malice in his eyes. Like he looked like he was ready to fuck some shit up, and he did. But he's not someone who kills out of malice. Every time he kills a demon, he basically helps them get to peace. Like there's a scene where he's like, I forgive you and shit. Like with almost every demon he kills, and they get to one because these demons were people at one point in time. They've just been corrupted over time or by that demon blood to where they're just evil. So that's really dope. Good show. First season's done. It's 26 episodes. They're coming out with a movie to help them progress through the episodes. The movie's going to be an entire arc, the train arc. So,
Infinity Train.
Yeah, that's coming out. I think this year. It might be delayed because of Corona, but it was supposed to come out this year. Next is 3 that you could watch in next after this one because all 3 of these are good. TJ's favorite, My Hero fucking Academia.
That was the last movie I saw before Corona breakout.
That's crazy. That is the last movie I saw.
Yep. I went to the theaters.
My Hero Academia, as you might have known, because everybody been weebing about it. If you're on Twitter, when Deku went 100%, people made that post. It's a great anime. It's got a lot of character development. The main character starts off as a whiny bitch at the beginning, but he bosses up. He bosses up. He does, but he's a whiny bitch because in this world, 80% of people have powers. Those people can become heroes. They're paid by the state. And the more hero work they do, the higher rank they are, the more they get paid. He wants to be a hero. It's always been his dream. He finds out he can't because he doesn't have a quirk. Or he doesn't have a quirk, so it's going to be hard for him to be a hero. He still tries anyway. He gets into the best and most prestigious school. He ends up getting the strongest power around, one for all, which is a power that can be transferred, and it's a culmination of all the previous successors' powers. It's evolving, and he is 13 who finally got a quirk and learning to use it versus everyone who's had their quirk for 13 years and is learning to master it. So just seeing his mastery over his skills, how he thinks, how he handles shit, and seeing him become a hero. Because in the beginning, he cries over everything. He cries every 2 seconds. Now, my mans don't really cry. He be pulling up. He's saving lives. Like, my man's gonna be the number one hero. Fuck what you heard. So, and then the supporting cast is just as great as he is. Like, the supporting cast is all funny. The thing I love about this show, they make the supporting cast like important.
I feel like each one of the supporting cast could have their own anime. They're so good.
That's how. Yeah.
You guys can talk on it too, real quick, because
they're so thorough. I definitely enjoyed it from the beginning. Granted, I'm not the biggest fan of whiny anime characters, so I tend to stay away from it. But it wasn't long that he was whiny, and he was just very like Deku's really analytical, even still, like less now, but how he like studied everyone and just made sure, like, even though he wasn't the most physically powerful and the best with his quirk, he made up for it. we know how I love a big brain.
Big brains and crazy people. So you should be in love with Shigaraki because that nigga about to kill everything.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh, we won't talk about that. Oh my god.
Easily my favorite character out of nowhere easily is Sun Eater. I love Sun Eater.
I love his power. I really do.
Great.
It's such a simple power. For those of you who haven't, watched or read it, Sun Eater, he's a hero student. He's one of the top 3 in his class.
Yes.
Or in the school, actually. In the school. His power is whatever he ingests, he can morph his body into characteristics of that animal. Anyone that he chooses. So if he eats octopus, he can give himself tentacles. He can make those tentacles poison. If he eats a bird, he can give himself talons. He can give himself wings. And he learns to do all of these simultaneously. And it's called like chimera. But like, it's cool because his power wasn't something that was, amazing, but he made it amazing. Just like Mirio.
Yep. And that's I think that's one of the better
the
things
funny thing
about
is,
My Hero.
It's
like
not,
they don't they don't always have the greatest quirk, but they find ways to make it like dope. They really do.
Yeah, I'm about to expand on his powers. It's not just food either. That's the thing.
Oh yeah.
It's not just food either.
It's whatever he ingests.
Yes, whatever he ingests. So like that's how he first learned about his power. He turned his hand in like grass or something like that. He like sprouted a plant out of it, and then he just ended up building on it. So with Mario too, Mario power was just that he could go through walls. But once he went through walls and went through the floor, he couldn't see or hear anything.
He lost all his senses.
Yeah, he couldn't breathe either, but he made the best out of it. Like
permeation.
Yes.
So
everybody on there.
I also just like the creativeness of every character. Like every character finds a new way to use their power that's different, and you wouldn't think. Like a quick example, Endeavor. He can't fly, but like at one scene, he was melting the side of buildings, just heating up his foot so much that he could essentially run off of them.
Oh, he can fly now.
Yeah, he can fly now because he got stronger. But so that's another one of the modern era. You might have heard a lot about it. I recommend it. It's getting real good. They're about to get to another war arc.
Can I add one more thing on there? I love the creator of it because he's such a nerd himself. Like every city is named after a planet from Star Wars. Every city in My Hero Academia, and then he'll also put other anime characters in My Hero, like and just in the background and stuff like that. He does it all the time. That's why
Natsu was in it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, Natsu. They did do an homage to Naruto in a couple episodes. It's really good.
The next one I'm gonna recommend is Fire Force. Fire Force is a show in anime. That's the one I did in word association later. You'll hear about that. But it's an anime about the world is plagued by these things called infernals. People spontaneously combust and become these like demon monsters that have fire powers. and humans have fire powers, some of them, and they become Fire Force fighters. And their job is basically to kill these demons and to set your spirit free, because they're the only ones that can do it. There's 3 types of Fire Force fighter. First gen, which can just manipulate flames. A second gen, which can create flame. Second gen, which can create flames. And then a third gen, which can create and manipulate flames. So...
Yeah, I love that anime as well. My problem is I always like hold it up to other animes, which I should stop doing. Like I'll hold it up to the other big 3. Like, all right, they need to be doing this, they need to be doing that. But as a standalone anime, I think it's great by itself.
It's a solid 8 out of 10.
It's still on my DVR, and I still yet to watch it. I need to do it.
You gotta watch it.
It's really good, and as soon as the thing is, it's not one of those things where you have to even do the 3 episode rule, because like by the second episode, you want to find out what's going on. Because, like, the main character, his power is he's a 3rd generation. He can create fire from his feet.
Adola burst.
Yeah, and he has an Adola burst, which is basically his fire comes from the primordial flame that created the universe. So that doesn't really hold any significance in power to other Fire Force users. Like, he can't beat captains and shit like that off the rip. But it matters later on. So his powers are pretty basic, and you meet other people who are like, but it's also one of those things of people are creative with their powers. Like one of the captains on his team, he's a 1st gen. So he can only like manipulate flames. He can't control them. He can't create them. He can manipulate things that are affected by fire. He uses guns, but he can slow down bullets because of the spark they create and make less of a spark, so that rather than penetrate, they'll just hurt a fucking lot. He can make bullets ricochet and control the path that they're going to take when they ricochet. He gets this dope-ass weapon that's just this huge-ass gun, and he makes the explosion stronger than what it is because he can just improve upon the explosive and just destructive power of it, and then control the bullet. So rather than the gun, like when the gun flies up and it breaks the barrel every time he shoots it, he can still control the bullet and make it go where he wants. Like, and you just learn about everyone's cool, unique powers, and they explain how everyone's power works. It's not just like, oh, this person has this power, deal with it. They explain everything in a scientific manner that makes sense. I like it because it's a lot of pull up. It's got action. Like a lot of these modern animes, they give you action every 3 episodes, and that's what I love about Fire Force. It's only about 26 episodes, and like
I want a Fire Force prequel.
I would like that. I would like a prequel.
I would like a prequel when they're in the academy, because they don't show them in the academy. They show them once they join the force. I want to see Arthur and Shinra in the academy.
That sounds
well,
like
they in the next season they get to fight. I read it, so I got to see their fight. It's actually
that's gonna be good.
So, but that's a definitely goodie. The show's pretty good. It's pretty funny. The main character, you're always gonna be rooting for him because it's about him. He wants to be a Fire Force officer because he wants to hunt down the demon that killed his brother and his mother. His dad was already dead, but he promised them he'd be a hero and protect them. They ended up getting killed in a fire created by a fire demon. And his path is revenge, but in a positive way. He's like, I want to be a hero, so no one has to experience what I did. So he's really goofy, but he has this nervous tick to where he smiles all the time. No matter if he's nervous, he smiles. So everyone always thinks he's a tough guy. Like, oh, you want these hands? You smiling? Let's go. But in reality, he's like, in his head, you'll hear him like, oh shit, oh, I'm nervous as fuck. And he's like, but he looks like he's cool and collected. So it's really funny. Definitely good to watch. The next thing for the modern ones is Dr. Stone, which we talked about. So I don't even need to go into it, but I like that show a lot. I'm excited for season 2. War arc on the horizon. So yeah, let's go. Then my next one. So after you watch those 3, because those 3 can be watched in any order. Black Clover, which I definitely recommended watching after at least 3 of these.
Yep.
Because I'm an annoying main character. He is loud, obnoxious, but he levels out, or you just get used to it. I'm not sure which, but definitely.
I'm still not sure which, but it is so good. I am a big Black Clover stan. Because a lot of the times it gets a lot of at first it got a lot of bad criticism for being like almost every shonen anime. I want to be the best, that no one ever was.
I was thinking it. You said it.
I hope somebody gets my reference. But it's not, and you quickly see that it's not. And like just the Black Bulls as a squad, like when you learn about everybody on the squad, and I think animes are doing a really, really good job of that now, highlighting your side characters and them being just as important as your main characters. Of course, not as important, but just as important. Which I love. So
I'm gonna give you guys a quick synopsis of the story. It's about Asta and Yuno. They're two orphans that want to be the Wizard King in the future. Yuno is an extremely powerful young wizard, and Asta has no magical ability whatsoever. They turn 13. They go to get their grimoires. Yuno gets a 4-leaf, which is the strongest type. Asta gets none, but he eventually gets a 5-leaf, which you find out has a demon in it. He has anti-magic, which is the opposite. His magic cancels out magic. He's the only person in the world that can use it because he has no magic ability, and anti-magic actually drains your magic ability. But since he has none, has no consequence. Asta is fucking buff. He trained all his life to be able to keep up with Yuno. It still isn't. Well, still wasn't, but it's about their journey. They both become a part of the Magic Knights. Asta becomes a part of the worst known group known as the Black Bulls. Yuno becomes part of the best group known as the Golden Dawn. And it's about their adventures and the side characters you meet and the fights that they have. There's a fight almost every 4 episodes. Every 4 episodes, there's a fight. It's very pull up. Every character is unique. Every type of magic that you would be like, yo, that's some bullshit ass magic is good. Don't ever sleep on nobody's magic in that show. You would get clapped by any one of them.
Yo, like that show made me love it when they went to the Underwater Kingdom. Underwater Kingdom. Yes.
Pull up.
Like the other ones were good, but when that happened and Yami finally stepped in, amazing.
Yes, y'all gonna love Captain Yami. Captain Yami is like,
and it's just so inspirational. Like when you're down, I feel like if you're ever down, especially in a time like this, like it's so inspirational because they're just like, oh, surpass your limits. We're gonna go harder. We're gonna go stronger.
You gotta say it like Yami. You gotta be like, surpass your limits.
You're going to the next level.
That nigga says, you're Baltimore. Let's go.
Yami's from Baltimore.
Hell yeah, confirmed. That's my nigga right there. Don't interrupt my man's while he's taking his shit. He'll slap the fuck out you.
Yeah, he needs to work on. He needs some veggies in his diet. Help him out.
But Black Clover is definitely a must watch. If you want just a good scene of Yami in specific, watch Yami versus Lick. Watch it. I guarantee you'll go watch that show. Then my last one on this list of modern ones, 7 Deadly Sins. And I'll only say 7 Deadly Sins because it's got a culmination of you got an annoying character, you have a pervy character, you got all your anime tropes, but it's such a good show. It's got so much action and so much story. Like, and the story comes out of nowhere because you're thinking it's gonna be goofy, it's gonna be about us getting the sins back together. Dope, cool, whatever. But then that show get deep as fuck real quick. Out of fucking nowhere too. You be thinking life is just sweet with hell of these characters, but then you get to hear how they get their marks for their sins, how they all met up, what their drives are in life, who Meliodas really is. It's about a guy named Meliodas. He's like over 3,000 years old. He's a demon, but you don't learn that until like the end of season 1.
Spoiler.
I mean, you gotta know that. Like, it's kind of obvious, but it's about him and the sins trying to put the kingdom back in order because demons are coming from out of nowhere. They don't know what's going on.
And
the 10 commandments are coming, and they're like, "Yo, we need the 7 deadly sins back. They're the greatest warriors we know, but there's no way they could still be alive. It's been like thousands of years, but they are because they're the sins. Don't
it wasn't
forget
thousands
that.
of years. It was only like 10 or something.
It was like 30 years.
It wasn't that long.
But
it couldn't be that long because there was a reincarnation of giving stuff away. It couldn't have been that long because Shorty was only 17.
Escanor. That's all I gotta say.
That's all I gotta say. Yeah, you're actually gonna like it. Look up any of the fights in 7 Deadly Sins. Meliodas that's a part of that 3-episode rule. I heard about it. I gave it a watch. I was in love with it. Meliodas was just a tough character. He is the main character, but they also give you all the story on all the side characters. So
all the sins are important, and you see why they are who they are, what their sin is, because that's even interesting. And that's the other part. They don't tell you right away what their sin is and what they did to get that sin.
Fun fact, all of them have a sin, right? But none of them did their sin except for Meliodas.
Well,
like it's all like one of those situations where the person telling you thinks
right,
something happened, but what really happened, they aren't.
And that's the thing. You find out and then you find out their sin, and you don't find out that they didn't do their sin until much, much later, even at that, because you just think they're just a bunch of like people in quote unquote repentance, but they're not. It's oh my god, it's so good.
No,
like an example would be like
you're gonna cry.
Yes.
Yeah, an example would be like King's sin was sloth. King got the sin of sloth because
why are you telling people? Let them watch. Let them figure out what.
All right, go ahead and watch it. Go ahead and watch it. My favorite sin, Meliodas, of course. That's my nigga. Like he's tough as fuck. Bond's a very close second because
his story is the saddest to me.
His story is the fucking saddest.
Bond is my favorite.
Bond is only a close second to me because I understand Meliodas just a little bit more. Like Bond, yeah, you had it hard, but Meliodas, my man's physically can't get over the death of his loved one. Like the reason he couldn't get over it though was because he wouldn't allow himself to cry.
So that's what you hear, niggas. Cry. It's okay. Boys can cry in private.
Yeah, otherwise you'll destroy a whole kingdom.
I don't give a fuck. You can cry.
That's the problem. That's why they don't cry now. Thank you.
Toxic ass women.
Toxic women.
No. I don't want to see women's tears either. I don't want to see nobody's tears. It's not just because you have a dick. No, it's just tears.
Now you're just extra toxic. You toxic with a side of toxicity.
Wow.
But that's definitely my last one. It's really good. From like the first episode, you get to see Meliodas' power. You learn he ain't even using all that power. He got more of that shit in the back. Let me get it out for you in the back. And he do. So definitely give that a watch. So those are my recommendations of moderns. I got this list on me. So if y'all ever see me and don't ever watch the whole episode, it's almost 2 hours long. I understand. But watch this episode, damn it.
Yeah, this is a long one. This is a long one.
Okay. Oh, that's
but,
too long.
Plenty of content. It's long, and it's thick with juicy content. So, you know, they love that shit. So, with that, I don't have any more animes to give. Like, that's a long list, and that should keep y'all pretty busy during quarantine. Because, not gonna lie to you, with protests and YT people being dumb, I think it's gonna last another 2 to 3 months.
Yeah, I believe so.
Because I've already seen there's already talking about spike up in coronavirus cases. Because, I mean, granted, I do believe you should protest, but I mean,
you should still be safe. Like if you know you're infected or you know you've been around someone that's infected, you shouldn't be outside.
Yeah, you shouldn't be outside.
Yeah, but you know,
if you are outside, you should have that mask, right? And I get it that this is such a fucked up time, but like it just makes it that much worse that knowing that because we, and I say we as African Americans, have taken this right to be able to protest, that we have now endangered ourselves of being sick when we do get sick, nobody cares, and we don't have the health care we need to get better. So it's just all really sad.
It's an evil world we live in. But,
it is.
We're going to make it good. We're going to make it good with
this
podcast.
We're here to make y'all happy.
Make sure to rate this podcast 5 stars on Apple Podcasts.
5 of them things.
We out here trying
to
make it.
5 of them things. 5 of
them. This will be the fastest out episode, though, because I'm going to edit this as soon as we get done. So, with
save
that...
the audio.
Yeah, editor, save the fucking audio, man.
Goddamn editor.
So, with that, I don't have any more animes to give. I don't believe any of my co-hosts do.
No.
All right, so make sure to follow me on IG, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube at Galaxy Greg, GA1AXY, GR3G. I did that one fast, guys. Be proud of me. But if this is your first episode, it's a running trope that I can never get this shit right. So, so make sure that you guys follow me on my socials. Make sure to follow the podcast at Bmore Nerdy on Instagram and Twitter. We got both. Let us know what you want to hear about. Let us know if you want to come on. Anything like that, because we always trying to have new guests, and I'm gonna be sending out some emails. Hopefully next week we got some some interesting guests because I have a list of people I want on here.
And shout out to everybody who has messaged me about being guests and doing collabs. Look forward to that because we're going to do some collabs with some other podcasters.
Most definitely. But go ahead and Diva and give your socials. Let them know what you want to let them know. Send out a message during this hard time. Okay.
I am Diva XOXO. You can find me on Instagram at always the diva. That's always _the _diva. My heart goes out to all of you guys during this hard time. It's been especially rough for a lot of us, and just keep listening to us and we'll help you guys through. That's what we're here for. Oh, and always, thanks Niles for the music. He does our intro and outro. Make sure you follow him on IG, Twitter, Spotify, Apple Music at Nillatron. Anyway, you can collect music, he is there. So if you're an artist looking for beats, he loves to work with you guys, and I know he's willing to. So thanks, Niles.
You gotta go plug your business?
Oh, I do have a business.
Yes.
I forgot. I also I do work for Pure Romance, and you can follow me you can find me at pureromance.com/Bento Horton G. It's actually my real name, or you can find the link on my Instagram. And we specialize in healthcare, mental health, physical health, so skincare, and sexual health. So if you have any questions, feel free to DM me. I can hook you up. I'm always having a sale, and I do have parties, so they are ladies only, but come through. We can have a little fun, especially in this time. I do Zoom parties, and very, 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 very soon I'll be back to doing in-person parties. Well, starting doing in-person parties, but yeah.
TJT.
All right, you can find me at timeless_T Jones. That's on all social media outlets. At the moment, I am not DJing, unfortunately, because of the Rona. But if you need a DJ after the Rona, please let me know. Hit me up on anything you have, any devices. I just want to thank everyone out there for listening. I want to thank Diva. I want to thank Galaxy Greg for this. This is very fun. I love doing this with you guys, and I hope we can keep this going.
Yes, sir. Also, we are 2 episodes away from episode 10. That is a milestone. As small as that is for some, it's big for us. You know, we didn't. I'm not gonna say I didn't expect to get this far because it's not that far, but like, I feel as if we've come a long way with it. I feel like the growth has been very exponential, so I'm very proud of what we've done. Also, I want to extend an arm to anyone who might not be into anime. We've had some people on here who don't really like anime, so if you've listened this far and you have friends that might not be into it, who, you know, might want to get their influence out, Black business owners, definitely come on here. You can talk, you can listen. We can play games, for real, because I have a couple of game ideas that I'd like to do, even with some non-anime people, because one love, you know? Just come on the show, talk to us. You know, we love spreading positivity as well as our sometimes toxicity. So we're definitely down to have just about anybody come on here, even if you don't even love anime. So I mean, we love some people to argue with why anime is dope and better than some shows. So if you're an anime lover, come on and argue with us. Like, if you think that we're too toxic or you think we're just toxic enough, come talk to us. Talk to us. If you don't think we're not toxic enough, come talk to us. But I highly doubt that we're toxic. But yeah. That's been this podcast, y'all. That's episode 8 in the books. 2 more till episode 10. Hopefully, we got that special surprise by episode 10. Hopefully. Yes. All right. So, with that, I'm Galaxy Greg, and Space Awaits. Peace. Bye, little dummies. Peace.